The Jenn Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life, is an inspirational hour that'll take you on an epic metaphysical journey to discover the spiritual approach to life's greatest challenges. Dr. Jenn Royster is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Imagine having the ability to use your innate positive energy to dissolve the stuckness in your life, whether it's emotional, physical, or spiritual, through this incredible dynamic show. Get ready to be transformed from Dr. Jenn's live guided healing meditations and intuitive readings, and unveil the power of connecting to spirit, the angels, and your higher self. Dr. Jenn is passionate about helping you find the answers you're looking for through an inward journey that'll strengthen your connection to spirit and help you trust your intuition. Now, here's your host, Dr. Jenn Royster.
Hi everyone, welcome to the show. I'm Dr. Jenn, and if you're new to the show, a really big welcome to you. We're all about the metaphysics, the angelic realm, energy healing, and a positive vibe that we want to bring into our life when we are trying to work with so much energy right now. I have been working recently and paying attention to moon energy and different influences that are very unique right now because they're just part of it. It's not what I have my main focus on, but I am bringing up because I'm noticing some synchronicities in that. Last week we had a crazy full moon come in. We were not here live last week, but there was reasons for that beyond my control. But what I'm saying to you is I know that probably most of you are just feeling like, whoa, is life speeding up? Whoa, I just feel like it's just, I can't keep up. The energy is very fiery. Sometimes and that's, July is an interesting one because there's a lot of fire energy going on in a lot of things. That's motivation. That can be very positive if you apply yourself that way. And also, it can have a tendency to have a negative aspect where you lose your temper. And so you want to watch that a little bit. Sometimes if you don't have a lot of self-discipline, you might be feeling a little challenged with that right now. It's not impossible, and it's interesting what we're talking about today. I just wanted to address that quickly. I want to say hello to the live chat for the video. That's over on my YouTube channel or on my website. You can find all of that at jennroyster.com. We have a video live stream going. And hello to everyone that is up at the WBLQ in Westerly in that listening area, and also our network, transformationtalkradio.net. .com, excuse me. And so here we go. We're talking about a particular angel today, Archangel Raziel. Gosh, he's popular with my some of my archives. I mean, he's probably one of the most popular videos that I have on YouTube. And those are all archives from shows I've done on him. But let me tell you, I do have some history with him. And I had someone write me one time and asked if I specifically did a lot of channeling with him. And at the time, I said no, not particularly, because I do work with all of the angels, whichever ones want to come in for that moment in time for that person. I did not want to have just tunnel like only one. Well, in different times of life, Raziel has made his presence known. I mean, I've always asked, what is it that I need to know now? What can I learn now? I truly call myself a lifetime student. I will always be learning. I crave to learn more and more all the time, especially when it comes to spirituality and ascension and just our soul growth. It's a passion for me. Well, he's come in a couple times as the one that's responded to those calls. And the first time it happened was, I believe it was 2011. And I believe it was in the year 2011. And I was at a conference and I kept hearing and feeling a sensation of something very strong energetically pulling me. So I ended up at this table that was selling different crystals and things like that. And they were bracelets and they were very pretty. And they were just all the different angel bracelets. And I went, well, this is interesting. They're beautiful. Well, the lady was helping me and I kept saying, I keep hearing this and feeling this right here. I don't know what it is. And she said, just start trying them on, see what happens. I said, all right. So nothing on the table was working. I have a fairly small wrist, so they were actually kind of big. And she said, well, you know what? Let me look. I have one down here that's an extra small. I put it under here because it never fits anybody. We were just going to take it back and resize this one. It was the Archangel Raziel bracelet. And she said, why don't you try this one on? And boom, all of that sensation, that sound, that vibration, whoa. He was letting me know very clearly. I mean, I had to grab the table. It was so strong. So he was very clear. I went, I think we found it. We took it off and tried just to double check that and verify. Absolutely, it was that one. And that was it. And it was under the table. It wasn't even out there. So, that was a unique experience I just loved. And everybody has a different way that things call them. But, I work a lot with nature crystals, the elements, and I love that because they use that to communicate. Well, from that time, I was working with him a lot, and I grew very exponentially when it came to esoteric matters, understanding. Archangel Raziel his name means the keeper of God's secrets. He's very much about, the manifesting, the secrets, the word secrets makes it sound sneaky and like hidden, I guess it is. It's really for the people that are ready for that. And it's very unique working with this particular angel. So we're going to talk specifically about a channeling that I did, a request for information, a reading, so to speak, that I did with Raziel this week for this show. Because he came back. Now that was a few years ago, and then I worked with him until I was done at that time, and then the bracelet shattered everywhere. And I knew I was like, okay, we're done for now. That was it. I know, you're like, no. But it was just time for me to work with other ones, and this was for my personal growth, okay? He has come back again in the last 2 weeks, and at a request of where am I now and with what can I share with you, because there's so much happening right now, and that's what we're going to talk about. This is really everything for me and you, because wow, we really are writing our life story again. We're rewriting it, we're writing a brand new one, however you want to call that, but we're in the second half of 2017, and that means now everything that we were building up to in the first 6 months, time to apply. It's kind of like, okay, I gave you all the curriculum, now you need to practice and apply, is how he put it to me. And it's a very quick manifesting time, so it makes sense that we address some of the things that he wanted to share. Now, I've had a lot of people write me about Raziel, like, how can I do this and how can I do it? And let me tell you, you will work with him when you're ready, and then when you need to take a break, like what happened with me, you will take a break. It's not like you can shortchange this, or you can't work with him without doing your own proactive homework. I mean, that's just the way I understand it. That's how I'm going to share it with you, how I have experienced him. He's very patient. He will let you throw your temper tantrums and get impatient with him, and he will just sit there until you stop. You can ask 100 trillion times, he will just stop. He won't do anything until you listen. And I laugh now, but when you're first working with him, you're like, oh, can you just tell me what to do? No, he won't do that. If you work with him, he will give you plenty to practice and train with. So get ready if that's what you want, because that's just how he is. And all the angels are genderless, but he just comes across masculine, so you got to say something to refer to him in this language down here that we have on earth. So he went into applications of learning and success with the manifesting, and that is a lot of what I'm going to share with you. I mean, how can we take it and apply it? And he's going to give you some tips on how to work with this current energy right now. July is a mountain of energy in this month. I mean, the moons, We've got the solar eclipse coming up in August, the full one, a total solar eclipse. And there's just a lot of energy going on. There's a lot of endings of things. There's a lot of flare-ups. Well, what I found interesting in this particular week right now is we're feeling a lot of things in the physical. Our DNA, our cells are feeling the energy and how it's purging. It's just purging it up to the surface. So you may have had some flare-ups with some things from probably 10 to 20 years ago. You're thinking, oh, that's resolved. Maybe not so much. Yes, it was at that level. But now we're taking it up to another level. So you may be revisiting some things. You may be revisiting some things that are, you just will. I don't know how to explain it. I have. And now when I revisit them, I go, oh, okay, we're just going to take this up to a higher ascension, higher frequency, higher consciousness, more awareness, and you expand and you grow. This is only going to happen through the heart chakra. It has to be open. So that's a little bit of introduction of what we're talking about today, and this is kind of a big topic. So guys, we are here. If you want to call in, 1-800-930-2819, and when we come back, we're going to dive into Archangel Raziel. I'm Dr. Jenn. You're listening to the Jenn Royster Show, or you're watching our video live stream. We will be right back after the break.
Tune in to the Jenn Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life. This amazing show is an inspirational hour that will take you on an epic metaphysical journey to discover the spiritual approach to life's greatest challenges. Dr. Jenn is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Call in for intuitive readings and visit JennRoyster.com for more information.
welcome back to the show. We're talking about Archangel Raziel and how we're writing a new life story. So this is all about the messages that I have received from him. I did a reading with him. He's very active right now around me. So, and some of it, he wouldn't even let me know until in the moment. So I don't even know sometimes what he's going to do. So he can be an element of surprise as well. We will bring a caller on in just a moment, but I wanted to wrap up what I was talking about with that first part. One of the things he wanted me to mention today, Raziel wanted me to address, if you're feeling some physical things popping up, or you're feeling aches and pains or old issues, or maybe the emotions, crying, maybe something physical that just seems to be flaring, okay? The way he explained that to me, I mean, of course you're treating it, of course you're dealing with it, depending on what you have going on, but he wanted me to address that because this energy that we are feeling right now to ascend and grow, our bodies are very ready to make a higher frequency body, okay? So it's basically going from like carbon-based to crystalline and a higher frequency, to be able to resonate at a higher frequency, to be able to handle that higher frequency. A lot of that density old stuff has to go away. So whatever was it's kind of like the ashes or the soot at the very bottom of the bowl, very bottom in the corners that, you know, you clean it out and it's like, oh, what's that down there? Some of that's purging up and out. You may be finding that you have a little bit more going on with that. Another thing he said was open and expand your flexibility, and if what you always did for this particular flare-up is not working, open your mind to expand and find something newer, a better, healthier pathway. Okay, he was in general because everybody's got so much with that, and there's no way I could address that quickly in a show like this, but it's specific to what you have going on. So it was like, wow, if you always did one thing for your allergies and that's just not working anymore, see if something natural or maybe a change in your diet would help, and you might be quite surprised. You might find that it's just your body is not happy with an old way of doing something. It's very interesting right now. Don't be frustrated. The one thing he said people have a tendency to do is to see the worst case scenario of everything they might be experiencing. Now's the time to rewrite that. When you are going through something where your first reaction is, oh no, not again, or you know, all these problems, go, oh, I'm purging more of that stuff so I can grow. And if you were to take that attitude, even when you're feeling at your weakest point with that, you will find that you will move through it much quicker with ease. I'm not saying it's easy. It's going to take a belief here to do that, but that's what Raziel's about. He's about the magic of manifesting something new, about using that energy here to change everything in your physical reality. I've tested that a few times and had the opportunity to do that myself in the last couple of weeks, which is why I wasn't here last week. I won't go into those details, but whoa, yeah, I needed to do that too. Absolutely. And you know, how could I share this with you if I hadn't experienced it? So I'm just sharing that in depth there. So don't look at purging out the old density as a negative. You will feel it physically. That's just the way it is. So with that, we have a caller. Let me grab the caller before we run out of time on this segment. Brian, can we bring on the caller?
Absolutely. It's the one and only Deborah from the Show Me State of Missouri. Welcome in, Deborah. What can we do for you?
Hi.
Hi, Deborah. How are you? What can we do for you? What is your question?
Awesome. Well, first of all, I want to say you are a wonderful person, and I so appreciate you.
Well, thank you. I feel very humble with that. Thank you very much. I appreciate you saying that. I appreciate you. So you've been listening for a long time. I know that you've been one of the long-time listeners.
Yes, I have.
So do you have something that you want to ask Raziel?
Yes.
Okay.
gift do I have hidden that wants to come out?
Do you have, say that one more time.
Okay. What gift do I have hidden that really wants to come out?
Okay. I'm asking. I'm also grabbing. I have a whole bunch of crystals. I always do. I love them. But I'm bringing, he was drawing me to the citrine crystal. Citrine is a great crystal for abundance. So if you're looking, it's just a little one with a point. But I am bringing that energy into asking your question with Raziel. And I'm asking, what can he share with Deborah on this? And what gift to come out would be, oh my gosh, it's more of an it feels outspoken. It feels like you will have a gift to help others that have felt like they couldn't feel their confidence at one point. When you have yours in a very strong and you speak up and you stand for that, you're going to be drawn and help others that have been in that. Does that make sense to you? I know it sounded a little complicated the way it came out. Does that make any sense?
Confident part.
It's a confidence thing. It's confidence, but you're going to help inspire others to grab and take their power back in confidence, because you work a lot on yours. And he's saying, I can help you with that, but I will throw you a few challenges that you will have to step out and trust the branch that you're stepping out on won't break, to know that you have the confidence and the belief in yourself. And he's saying that. And he's like, I can help you, Deborah, if you want to, but I will wait till you actually ask me, because you need to be ready for that. And he is saying that. And once you overcome, oh, what am I so worried about with that? And you won't feel it anymore. It'll be like what seemed like such a thing for so many years, it won't even feel like it exists anymore. And then you will all of a sudden see other people that were like that, and you'll be able to help them. You'll be able to share because you understand what it's like to have been that way. Is that making sense?
Yeah, that's making sense. The confident part, yeah.
Yeah, that is a gift, whatever you're doing. It could be just like randomly running into someone at a grocery mart, and you never know how we help one another. We help one another in many, many ways. And you have the ability to have that compassion, but it's about harnessing and not letting it swallow you up first before you could do something like that. And he can help you with that, but he will throw a few exercises at you to practice it. Let me put it that way. You know what I'm saying? So some people get a little bit gun shy with him, and they go, oh, I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready to learn that. And you don't have to. You don't have to go there until you're ready to go there. It's like you have to just grab it and say, I really am ready. I want to do this. So a lot of people think, oh, Raziel, just tell me what to do. No, he won't tell you what to do. And now you know where I get that from, because that's not the right way to teach people. We have to make them want it so badly that they will go out and grab it themselves. That's how I believe, and how he has taught me that I can help someone else find their empowerment and get their power back within themselves. Does that make sense?
Wow. How will I know he's with me?
Oh, you will know, because you will be in the test or the training. You will know. It's not a specific, that's what it means. See, you're still kind of in the habit of going, tell me exactly what to look for. It's not like that with him. And that's the mystery of him. He's going to come to you and you're going to go, oh my gosh, I see that. When you go through something, like say it's even it could be something simple like you tripped and skint your knee, and you're like, now why in the world I go through here every day and now all of a sudden I'm tripping and falling. All of a sudden you'll find that there's this awareness and you learn something from it. Like out of the blue, some kind of aha moment will come. That's one way I've experienced him quite a few times. But everybody can experience him in very different ways. He will work with you the way that will help you the most, and that could be very different from the way it helps me. So that's like as clear of an answer as I can actually give you, because you have to ask, and then you have to be patient and wait. And I'm going to go into what I mean by that when we come back from the break about how you ask for him to come in. And then I will actually elaborate on that answer you're looking for, because that was part of what I wanted to share with what he has. And I just want to say thank you for calling in. And if you decide to work with him, just know that it's a spiritual fitness boot camp. That's just the way he is. He will make you stretch your boundaries beyond your comfort zone to learn. Okay? So think about it with confidence. We're going to see her on American Ninja Warrior or something all of a sudden. I don't know. Anyway, I have to go to break. So great. It was so great to talk to you, and we would love some feedback if you actually begin to work with him and see how that goes. Thank you, Deborah, for calling in.
Can I say something?
I have to go to break really quick, though. Go ahead.
Decided that she wanted to live. So thank you so much for helping me.
Oh, beautiful. Love that. Thank you for sharing that. Awesome. And with that, I do have to go to break. Guys, you are listening to the Jenn Royster Show, and we will be right back after the break.
Tune in to the Jenn Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life. This amazing show is an inspirational hour that will take you on an epic metaphysical journey to discover the spiritual approach to life's greatest challenges. Dr. Jenn is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Call in for intuitive readings and visit JennRoyster.com for more information.
are back. Welcome to the show. I'm Dr. Jenn. You're listening to the Jenn Royster Show, or you're watching our video live stream. You can check that out at jennroyster.com. We have a live chat over there. And with that said, I want to go over to some things over at the live chat. We have Angelina. She's asking, when are you doing the energy paintings again? Good question. I had to work on some broken equipment, some new equipment for the second camera to be able to do that. The good news is it just arrived a couple days ago, so I am working to get that into the next show or the one after. So I am working on that. I can't promise a date, but we absolutely are bringing that back in. And thank you for asking, because I do love the intuitive painted readings as well. They're so much fun. So they are coming up in the next couple of shows as soon as I can get that second camera hooked into everything. She's also saying he must be joking, this angel, about Raziel on the last segment. Yeah, no, I don't think so. He's got a sense of humor, though. That's how he is with me. All of them do, actually, but him in particular, he really does have a sense of humor. I think that they relate to us that way because we're like that. You know, we kind of like a sense of humor. It helps when you're going through challenges or stress, and, you know, they help you. They kind of lighten it that way. You know, if it can get you to smile or laugh, it raises your frequency. So actually, they're pretty smart with that. Now, I want to talk about when you call on this angel, okay? If you were asking to work with him, you wanted to go deeper to esoteric studies, into the metaphysics, into manifesting, he really can show you a lot of things on how to do that. He will show you a window into these perspectives of how to see things differently that will completely change the dynamic of your reality. I'm not kidding. Because that alone will shift the perspective, and that will change everything you're bringing in, because the energy in our thoughts and our beliefs is where a lot of things start, and then our bodies are just the vehicle that respond to that. So when say we've had some things we've released emotionally, it will process through all the bodies to leave, and it will leave the physical body last. So say 3 weeks, 3 months ago, you worked on releasing, you had a big, major emotional, spiritual cleansing, and you just feel amazing. And then all of a sudden you have all this physical stuff going on. It may be just the old remnants of something old leaving. You deal with it, it's gone, because once that density, and that's what this energy is about right now, it is really purging up all that old stuff, giving us opportunity to free it up, release it, actually clear that karmic stuff, whatever it might be you have going on, because we have emotional bodies, we have mental, we have to open our heart. Lots going on for our cells to renew at a higher frequency. They can't do that if the old density is still there. So that's a lot of what this is. It's kind of like a it's like a mid-year detoxification on all levels of all the bodies. It's like amazing. Well, now you're going to ask, okay, we ask him. Now this is what he'll teach you too. And we've talked about this when we work with any angel. Anytime you're working with an angel and you want to ask for help, we have a tendency to second guess. Like, we might ask, and then we didn't hear anything, or we didn't hear what we wanted, so we'll ask again. And we're like, oh, please, you know what I'm talking about. That kind of, you just feel like, well, maybe I should ask again. He will teach you first. That's like Raziel 101 with him. Ask me once, and then be patient. And he's not mean about it. He's just going to teach you that you don't have to ask over and over and over again. You got to go to step 2 and receive. So he will teach you. He will teach you. You only have to ask once. If you're second guessing that you should ask again, that's the confidence that we were talking about when the caller called in. That's also second guessing yourself and not trusting that your message was received. Your messages are received. And if you just go, okay, You'll have to pull yourself back and practice with that a little bit. But he wants to build your confidence in ask me once and then listen. And, you know, it's not that you have to sit in meditation. Ask, go about your business. Do your meditations. Do whatever you do to keep yourself in the highest frequency you can. It's easier. You also feel better. Because daily we're going to go up and down with frequencies that are all over us and all around us, positive and negative. I mean, they're all out there. They always will be. Your spiritual fitness comes in with self-discipline in your spiritual discipline and how that is working best for you, what your habits, what you do. We sometimes carry things on our sleeves. Sometimes, you know, if we're irritated, it shows up on our skin, you know, the little nitpicky things, you know, just energy will tell you a lot with something physical. However, when you ask him, you just ask once. You really do. You just ask once. That is, and I call that Raziel 101 because that's what he did. That's how I experienced it. It was like, oh, and then I was so excited. It's like, oh, okay, I can't wait. Okay, what are we going to do now? And there was nothing. There was this quietness, right? It was like absolutely quiet. I'm like, oh wait. You know, you feel like you just can't calm down. You're just so excited because, ooh, you know. And no, he's going to just wait till you spin all that out. And then he will give you something to apply it. He will give you something in the physical world to apply it. A task, so to speak. And you will know it. It will happen. It will manifest into your life. It could be, oh, you have this opportunity to do something you always wanted to do, but you never did because you were too scared to do it, or you were afraid somebody was going to laugh at you, or you were nervous, or like, I don't know if I could do that. I really want to, but I would love to do that, but I don't think I can. That kind of thing. He'll be like, go on, go. I know. And it reminds me of stage fright. You know, like people that are just like, oh, you know. And you know what he would do with something like that when they're trying to build their confidence? He would push them onto a stage. Go try out for that. And you're like, ah! You know, I mean, that's an example, a fun example. Everybody's going to have something different. He may challenge you to explore, say it's a physical challenge. Say you just have allergies and they're just constant and you know they don't need to be there. So why do you have them? If you go in and dig deep into the energy behind them, with Raziel, you will discover some amazing things. What's really cool is all of a sudden, once you receive and understand and you really learn it and you really apply it, you don't need the allergy anymore. You don't need whatever it was. That's just an example. Some people, if you have stubborn, hardened, deep beliefs or thoughts or angers or whatever, it might come up as little, you know, hard things on your skin. They're not anything bad, but there's like, what are all these little hard things? Well, years ago, I had one one time. And I was like, what is that? You know, and it was nothing, you know, checked out, you know, it wasn't anything. But I was like, why is that there? I went into that, studied it. And then all of a sudden he goes, okay, you don't need that anymore. Put vinegar on it or put frankincense. Oh, it was frankincense. He goes, put frankincense on it. The next day, I'm searching. It's gone. It's like overnight, something like that's gone. Yeah, I mean, that's the magic in it because it changes. Now you're in a reality where you don't need that. It shifted the reality. You're still seeing and being, but it shifts the reality. All these dimensions, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, all of these dimensions that keep moving and they're all coexisting at the same time. When you shift in an area or you grow and you learn, the challenges are really just, it's not just that we learn by challenges, but challenges are there to help us if that's what our soul needs. If your soul is not learning what it needs to learn, what you decided you wanted to learn while you were here in this lifetime, it will give you whatever it is that it will take for you to get there. You don't have to have it be hard, but sometimes it does. It's happened to me. We all go through different things. I mean, it's an interesting place here, and it always has been, but it's changing. We're not in the same place we were before. We're all learning how to rewrite something. What I'm talking about is how you can rewrite your life story. What if you could say, okay, I don't want that anymore. But to not have that would be, you have to truly ascend through it. You have to go head to head with it. You have to purge it out of your frequency and replace it with a higher one. And this is energy, okay? Now, people that have very serious things going on medically, and you have something going on, these are individual things that I'm talking about. And those have bigger challenges and learn life lessons. A lot of people that have really come in with something huge, they decided they really wanted to learn something big. They're probably old souls, and God bless them, they are doing it. And I know that the spirit is beyond this physical body, no matter what you might have going on. I know that. With that, I got to take a break. Gosh, this time there is no time and space anymore. I feel like it just isn't there anymore sometimes on this show. So we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to wrap up some of the other things he wanted me to share with you. I'm Dr. Jenn. You're listening to the Jenn Royster Show, or you're watching our live video stream, and we will be right back after the break.
Tune in to the Jenn Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life. This amazing show is an inspirational hour that will take you on an epic metaphysical journey to discover the spiritual approach to life's greatest challenges. Dr. Jenn is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Call in for intuitive readings and visit JennRoyster.com for more information.
we are back for the last segment. You're listening to the Jenn Royster Show, or you might be watching our video live stream. We're talking about Archangel Raziel and how we can write our new life story, because the energy is ripe for that, and he really is ready to work with whoever wants to do that. But you have to be proactive. You have to apply yourself. He's not just going to hand it to you, and he's not going to cuddle you. He's going to make you believe in yourself. And that's what I love about this angel, because sometimes you can only ask for reassurance, but how long? Because then it's like, okay, thanks for making me feel better. But then if you have to keep asking, it's redundant. You're not growing. You want to get past that. This is an opportunity to do that. Quickly from the chat, in the video chat, I just want to say hi to Kelly. And I love what she's saying. She goes, Raziel feels like Merlin to her. Does that make sense? Actually, it does. It does feel magical with him. It does. Except, I don't know. I guess it's just he is and then he isn't. But he will be that teacher that will test your patience just a little bit. Like I said, you have to be patient. You don't have to ask but once. So some of the other things, let me go through this so I can make sure that I bring this up and tell you. Now, with the current energies, Raziel wants to help you apply in certain ways. Right now is a great time for achievement and success for everyone that chooses to apply themselves and to go that way. So if there's something that you really want to succeed in, apply yourself in, you've been procrastinating, do it, go. Let's do it. I mean, it's not about having everybody else, give you this kudo. It's about you giving that kudo to yourself, whatever it is that you want to do in your life. Happiness is a goal for the soul. On a soul path, your soul is yearning for you to do what you absolutely have in your heart. And you could have a job that pays bills, but then you have something else in your life that's your heart passion. They can be one and the same, but they don't have to be. I mean, some people's heart passion, and I knew somebody like this, they just loved growing tomatoes and handing them out. I mean, this sounds so simple, right? He just loved doing something for others. He loved doing for others. He didn't even like tomatoes, but he grew prize-winning tomatoes. Handed them all out because he didn't want to eat them. He just wanted to grow them. That's something that he just loved doing. So why not, And so if you're, some people are like, well, that's not logical. Why are you wasting your time on that? It wasn't about what everybody else thought. That's just something that's so simple but brought joy to his life. That's huge, and that's healing. Another thing is, what about the expectations you have here? Like I said, there's a lot of fire energy in July. It's a go get 'em. It's proactive. It has that motivation. It has that nudging. It can bring out this side of you, if you ask and allow and open up to it, that has fearless potential that you may have never wanted to try before, but you want to now. You want to grab that. Raziel can show you some ways to practice that. He can give you some experience in that and skills that will build your confidence. And the other thing that he says that we really need to do with this is, if you really want it, focus your intention on learning the lesson, gaining perspective, opening your heart, opening your awareness. If you don't have the intention there, it's kind of a big cycle that's not going anywhere. So the intention was very important, because if you have the intention and you build up that momentum from inside, it's kind of like this internal pep rally. The charisma, the energy, the stamina, you won't be able to keep a smile off your face, because you're going to get all excited about whatever it is you're wanting to do. And it's just allowing the creative side of you to be innovative and find different pathways to something that may have been a challenge for you. That could be in a healing modality. That could be in an art modality. That could be in, your job. It could be in a relationship. It could be anywhere where you have a focus that you're really wanting to overcome a challenge. It's not even just feeling like, overcoming. It's acknowledging that if you believe the challenge is there to teach you and you are willing to learn what that is and go head to head with that and open that awareness of a part of you that needs to be released out, sky's the limit on the things that can change in your life. Raziel will help you with that. One of the things that is a heads up that I want to tell you about is, and this is the last one, is you will have maybe something you're going to have to make a decision on. You're going to have to decide, do you want to grow on a soul level, or do you want to stay in a comfort zone and keep things the way they are? I mean, this is an individual choice for everyone. It is exactly that. Do you want to grow? Do you want to change? Do you want to take on the challenge of your soul growth? Your soul growth is all about that. And it will do whatever it takes. And sometimes it's like, or you can stay in the comfort zone. It just is really up to you what you want to do. You have that choice. Raziel can truly open up some doors, show you an expansion of who you really are in an amazing way, how you can reach beyond what you thought you could do, and show you the potential that you really are capable of. And I absolutely love that about him. He will help you. It's individual. The energy is very positive, and it's a very renewing, rebirthing time, rewriting, being creative, being very innovative. Like I said, it's like changing everything into what you truly want. This is how we rewrite our life story. What we focus on, and that's what he said, focus, focus, focus. What we focus on, what we put our intentions on, what we truly want to have happen and, believe in, what are we willing to let go of that's been the hindrance? And one of the big things that he also mentioned right before we go, we're about to go off the air here, is you've got to come out of the victim mode about what's happening to you. If it's always about the woe is me and what's happening to you, you're not in a manifesting mode. You're in a victim mode. He flat out said that. And sometimes we just feel like that, right? Well, he will sit, it's kind of like this. If you have a moment that way, you can't ignore that part of you. You just have to process that out and then get back and go, okay, I'm ready to move forward now. And then you'll pick up where you left off with him. But he is a wonderful angel to work with if you're willing to do the work yourself. And I have absolutely loved it. It has been challenging. If you guys want to check out, there is a couple of other videos that specify on different aspects of him in my YouTube channel or archives. Some of them are 7-8 months old. There's a few in there, but they're quite popular if you wanted to learn a little bit more. But don't ask him to come help you until you're ready to apply yourself. That's my personal advice, because that's just the way he's always worked with me. And I hope you've enjoyed the show, and everything that I share with you, I share from my heart with much love for you to find what's going to work best for you, because the goal is everyone to find their happiness and their joy, and we all have it. So thank you so much for listening. Thanks, guys, over there for being in the video chat and watching the video. And I wish everyone much love on your journey. Namaste.
You've been listening to The Jenn Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life. Remember to tune in each Thursday at 8 a.m. Pacific and 11 a.m. Eastern Time on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Dr. Jenn Royster is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Imagine having the ability to use your innate positive energy to dissolve the stuckness in your life, whether it's emotional, physical, or spiritual, through this incredible dynamic show. If you've missed any part of this show or any other show, visit www.jennroyster.com and transformationtalkradio.com.